I'll never forget the place. It was a small room in a crowded part of the city, not far from the market. I had just moved to Lagos for work and didn't have much money. Someone told me about a cheap room owned by an old woman named Mama Ife. They said she didn't like noise, but the rent was low and I was desperate. When I first met Mama Ife, she seemed normal, quiet, with eyes that watched too much. Her skin was wrinkled like old leather, and her teeth were stained red from chewing cola nuts. She smiled when I paid the rent, but it didn't reach her eyes. "Keep to yourself," she said. "No loud music. No friends staying overnight. And never, never come outside your room after midnight." I thought it was a strange rule, but I nodded. What choice did I have? The first few nights were quiet. The neighbors kept to themselves, and the place felt empty. But then, strange things started happening. One night, just past midnight, I heard whispering outside my window. I froze in bed, holding my breath. The whispers sounded like many voices speaking together, but I couldn't understand the words. I peered through a small crack in the curtain. What I saw made my blood turn cold. Mama Ife was standing in the yard. Her feet weren't touching the ground. She hovered, her eyes glowing red, and her mouth moved as if she was speaking, but no sound came out. Around her were shadowy figures, shapes of people that flickered like dying candles. They circled her slowly, their arms reaching toward her, their faces twisted in pain. I backed away from the window, my heart pounding so loud I was afraid she would hear it. I crawled into the corner of the room, shaking, waiting for it to end. The next morning, I tried to ask one of the other tenants about it, but he wouldn't look at me. "You saw something, didn't you?" he whispered, his eyes darting around. I nodded. "You need to leave," he said. "Mama Ife. She takes something from each person who stays here too long." "Takes what?" I asked. "Your soul." I laughed nervously, but he didn't. That night I packed my things. I didn't care about the rent I had paid, I just wanted to leave. But as I tried to unlock my door, I heard footsteps. Slow, heavy footsteps. The door wouldn't open, it felt like someone was holding it shut from the other side. "Leaving so soon?" Mama Ife's voice whispered from behind me. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. I felt her breath on my neck, cold and sharp. "You broke the rule?" she whispered. "You looked—" I don't remember how I got out. Somehow the door opened and I ran into the night without looking back. I never went near that place again. But sometimes I dream about her. Those red eyes, the shadows, and her voice, always whispering, "You looked."